Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, everyone. In my presentation, may dalawang classes ng corporation, the stock and the non-stock corporation. But before that, let me define the terminology of stock. So, paano nga ba bumuo ng isang corporation? Let's say, for example, kaming 5 magkakaibigan ay mag-a-apply sa Securities and Exchange Commission, dala-dala ang aming Article of Incorporation na nakapaloob kung para saan nga ba ito. And then, kasabay na rin ito yung tinatawag na bylaws. Then later on, kapag inaprubahan na kami ng NTC, doon na lang kami mabibigyan ng Certificate of Corporation. At doon na nga ipapanganak yung tinatawag na corporation. Ngayon, sino ang may-ari ng corporation? Basically, kaming 5 magkakaibigan. Pero sabi kasi sa batas na nagkakaroon na ng buhay ang corporation. Kaya nga siya ay isang artificial being. Ngayon, paano ba malalaman kung ilang percentage ang pagmamay-ari ko and the rest ng mga kaibigan or kasama ko sa corporation? So, kinakailangan namin gumawa ng ebidensya na yung bahaging yun ay para sa akin and the rest. At doon na nga papasok yung document ng stocks or shares. Na yung stock is yun yung representation or ebidensya na ako ay may-ari ng corporation. Tsaka 'di ba sabi sa definition ng corporation nakalagay doon na corporation has the right of succession. Paano halimbawa na yung pangalan lang nakalista doon sa registration? 'Di ba kapag nawala ka, wala na kasi ikaw mismo ang nakapangalan? Pero paano halimbawa kung yung unang shift ng corporation ay hindi depende sa mga tao, but rather depende sa papel na tinatawag ng stocks. So kahit wala na kami, basta provided na andun pa rin yung stocks, ay pwedeng mapasa-pasa at mabuhay yung corporation. So in short, stock means it is the representation of percentage or ownership in the corporation. So going back to my topic, stock corporation, it is a corporation that has a stocks or shares. And primarily, that corporation with the purpose of earning, sila yung tinatawag na stock corporation. Actually, dito sa corporation na to, na yung kita ay nakadepende sa dami ng stocks and shares na meron ka. Ito naman yung mga examples ng stock corporation. We also have the non-stock corporation. So when we say non-stock corporation, ito naman yung corporation na sumunod sa process ng Securities and Exchange Commission pero hindi sila nanghingi ng stocks. Paano nga ba malalaman kung sino ang may-ari niyan? The answer is, hindi stock ang representation, but rather magkakaroon na ng members. Kumbaga na ang may-ari ng stocks ay stockholder or shareholders. Kasi nga, representation yun ng ownership. Pero paano kapag ikaw ay non-stock? Dahil nga wala kang stock, ang tawag doon ay members. Ano nga ba yung epekto ng may stocks? 'Di ba kapag kumita yung corporation, pag mas maraming percentage ang meron ka doon mo malalaman ang income mo. Pero paano kapag kumita ang non-stock corporation? Yun na nga yung dahilan kung bakit siya nahiwalay. Na yung stock corporation na kapag kumita ay pwedeng i-share ito. And then yung non-stock naman na kapag kumita ay hindi nila sinishare yon sa mga members kasi hindi na mahalaga ang percentage. Actually, kahit nga wala ng percentage So, to get the point na yung stock corporation ay ginawa para kumita and yung non-stock corporation ay hindi ang purpose dito na kapag kumita ay papamahagi sa members but rather ito yung mga non-profit organizations, religious, charitable, and whatsoever. Na yung kita sa non-stock ay gagamitin lang for the benefit of the organization itself. let's proceed to my next topic, which is other classes of corporations. We have, according to number of persons, we have corporate, aggregate, and corporate sole. So when we say according to number of persons, kung ilan nga ba ang tao na bumubuo sa corporation. So when we say aggregate, ito yung madaming bumubuo. So for example, the universities, the railway corporation, and then the sole corporation naman, ito naman yung nag-iisa lang or yung special kind ng corporation. Basically, most of the corporation are aggregate. Na yung corporation sole is usually sa mga religious lang, yung mga tipong may successors like Roman Catholic. And then, kwento ko lang pala, way back, nung pinakauna daw, na nauna pa daw ang religion before the corporation na mabuo. So, ibig sabihin na yung nung time na yon, may sistema na ang religion, tapos binuo ang corporation. Hindi pwedeng basagin yon. So, before talaga, religion talaga yung nagko-control. Kaya na nga, nagkaroon na ng corporate soul. Na yung difference ng aggregate sa sole corporation, na yung aggregate, ito yung collection ng individual that is united into one body under special domination. Na yung corporate soul naman, yun naman yung series of successor person. And then the next one is as to law of incorporation. We have the domestic and the foreign corporation. When we say according to incorporation, dito saan na nga ba ipinapanganak yung corporation? I repeat na pinapanganak ang corporation sa ina-apply ito sa Securities and Exchange Commission. We have the domestic. So, when we see domestic, ito yung kung sakaling ikaw ay nag-apply sa agency ng Pilipinas, ang tawag doon ay domestic. So, for example, the SSS, PhilHealth, and Pag-ibig Fund. Kapag ka-foreign naman, ito naman yung mga ina-apply din sa Securities and Exchange Commission, pero hindi sa Pilipinas. So, kung tatanungin nyo kung marami bang foreign company sa Pilipinas, the answer is yes. As you can see, globalization na tayo, and then marami na ring Japanese companies na nandito sa Pilipinas, mga Americans company, and then kung ano pa. For example is the McDonald's Philippines, the Teleperformance Philippines, and the Unilever Philippines. We also have the according to whether for public or private purpose. We have public corporation and the private corporation. So dito sa as to whether for public and private, babasagin lang natin yung thinking na yung corporation is for business. No, hindi. Kasi kung babalikan lang natin yung definition ng corporation, wala tayong makikita doon na it is for business. Sabi lang doon, it is profit-oriented. Na you have the right of succession and powers, attributes, and properties expressly authorized by law or incidental to its existence. Meaning to say, ikaw ang nagde-decide kung anong gusto mong maging. So, tatanggalin lang natin yung connotation na ang corporation is for business only. Kasi, ang sabi doon, whether public or private, na kapag ka-public corporation, yun yung part ng government such as cities, provinces, municipalities, basta yung mga part ng government. Kaya nga 'di ba kapag may kaso, ang nakalagay doon, for example, is Dagupan City versus 1. Kasi nga si Dagupan City ay buhay siya or isa siyang artificial being, isa siyang corporation under public purpose. So, yung city na yun ay may legalities and documents. So, for example, ng public corporation is the BPI Corporation, the Metrobank Corporation. We have also the private corporation. When we say private, ito naman yung mga corporation na may sariling gusto or may sariling aim. For example, sa pagbebenta ng isaw. Instead na gawin mong single proprietorship, naisip mo na lang na gawin itong private corporation kasi nga naniniwala ka na yun yung magandang business structure ng corporation. Pero ang purpose mo ay private. So basically sa private corporation, ito yung mga private persons ang bumubuo. So example is the Philippine Airlines, the San Miguel Corp, and the Mercury Drug. And then the next one is the according to whether charitable or not. We have ecclesiastical corporation, missionary corporation, and the civil corporation. When we say ecclesiastical corporation, ito naman yung mga religious purposes. While missionary corporation, ito naman yung mga charitable purposes. And then, kapag sinabing civil, civil is not a charitable. Basically, ito yung mga profit-oriented. And then, we have according to legal rights to corporate existence, we have de jure corporation and then de facto corporation. So when we say de jure corporation, ito yung kapag ang corporation ay sumunod sa legalities, ang tawag doon ay de jure. Insert ko lang na yung word na juridical means created by law. Na ang corporation ay isang juridical person because it is created by the operation of law. Kaya nga 'di ba yung tawag sa mga attorney ay juris doctor kasi nga nag-exist sila in the eyes of the law. Pagka de facto naman, ito naman yung nag-exist but not in the eyes of the law, meaning to say na hindi sila nag-comply sa legal process. And we have also the according to degree of public participation with regards to ownership. We have closed and open corporation. Na-mention dyan na meron sinasabing ownership. Yung ownership dyan is applying to the stock corporation. And then na-mention din dyan yung public participation. Sinasabi na ang may-ari ng corporation ay iilan lang. For example, ikaw, best friend mo, nanay mo, tatay mo, mga close friends mo lang talaga. Meaning to say, close ka lang talaga, hindi ka nagpapasali ng iba. Na yung ibig sabihin ng close corporation, yun yung klase ng corporation na hindi nagpapasali ng hindi mo kamag-anak. So, example nun dito sa Philippines is yung ABS-CBN, the BPI, and the Smart Communications. Kapag ka-open naman, yun naman yung sobrang dami or malaki na yung malaki yung nagmamay-ari ng corporation. Example is the agriculture or the advertising. And then sa open corporation, ayun yung mga ownership shares na available sa public market. And then additional lang din na we have also the publicly held corporation. Na yung ibig sabihin ng publicly held corporation, yun yung sobrang dami or sobrang malaki na talaga yung corporation. Paano nga ba matatawag na publicly held? Kapag ikaw ay listed na or yung company ay listed na sa isang exchange or tinatawag na Philippine Stock Exchange or yung top 100 na pinakamalaking corporation sa Pilipinas ay nasa stock exchange, ang tawag doon ay publicly held. Or yung asset ng corporation ay umaabot sa 50 million at yung kanilang shareholder ay at least 200 ang bawat isa. And then may nag-hold din sila ng at least 100 shares. Ang tawag din doon ay publicly held corporation. Example ng publicly held corporation sa Philippines is Ayala Corp, BPI, BDO, and the Union Bank. And the last one is as the relationship of management and control. We have parent corporation and the subsidiary corporation. Dito, pag-iisahin na lang natin yung explanation. Sa parent and subsidiary, ito yung merong something na hinahawakan. So, ibig sabihin, itong si parent and subsidiary ay may relationship sa isa't isa. Therefore, ang may-ari ng subsidiary ay si parent. Example, si Facebook is a parent company. It has operation of its own and also have the subsidiaries such as WhatsApp and IG. Next example is si Nestle Corporation. They own Milo, Nido, Powder Milk, Nescafe, KitKat, and etc. And so, let's proceed to my next topic, which is general law versus special law. According to Salmond, the whole body of corporation or law is divided into two parts, the general law and the special law. When we say general law, it is the territorial law of a country. It consists of legal rules of which the courts take juridical notice. And then, sa general law, sinasabi rin dito na nag-i-exist ito apart from the legislature or legislation. Kasi nagkukonsist ito ng common law and the principles of equity. That general law is commonly referred to as judge-made by law because it is found in the decision of judge on particular cases brought before them. And then the contemporary role of judge in general law is that to declare the existing of general law and not to make a new law. Kapag ka-special law naman, it is a act of the legislature which has reference to a particular person's place or interest. It is also related to the particular persons or things for a particular places or distinct. This is special law because it is different from the others of the same general kind or designed for the particular purpose. So to get the point of general law versus special law, that general law is one who embraces a class of subject or places, does not omit any subject or place naturally belonging to such class. Kapag ka special law naman, it is a law that relates to a particular persons or things of a class. For my last topic is the corporation created by law or charters. According to Section 16 of Article 12 of the 1987 Constitution, it states that the Congress shall not except by general law provides the information or organization or regulation of private corporations. Government-owned or controlled corporations may be created or established by special charters in the interest of the common good and subject to the test of economic viability. So, ibig sabihin daw na ang corporation ay nilikha ng special law na it should be governed by the provision of the special law or yung privilege na lumikha nito is supplemented by the provision of this code na or sinasabi rin sa Section 16, Article 12 of the 1987 Constitution na dapat protektahan and i-advance yung right ng mga tao to balance the healthy ecology and also the harmony of the nature, that it shall protect the rights of the worker and promote their welfare. So, that's all. Thank you.